girls.
Yeah, there we go.
I got another friend on Facebook that loves to put memes on about thick chicks, man.
Yes, we're live. Hello, everyone. This is the March subscriber hangout. And the reason it's just called the subscriber hangout is because I deleted my Patreon. That thing was becoming a headache. And quite frankly, I got too much shit going on in my own life to deal with it. So, yeah. Hello, everyone. We have Prometheus. We got Patrick Festa. We have Heretic Woman, David Fulton, and we have another Patrick here who we just call Lobster Boy.
I'm the lobster.
How's everyone doing?
Just poopy.
Doing good, man.
All right.
Pretty good.
I'm all right no matter what they say about me.
By the way, Heretic Woman,
Yes.
I know you and I had a funny discussion, but last time we were on Facebook.
Yes.
But I finally did get to let the audience know. I finally did see that Aaron Raw hang out with Gman. Oh my god, I was dying.
Was that not the funniest shit ever?
It was, man. He's like, you know what? I don't believe you're real.
I know. It's like, you're not a real person.
That hour
talking about the Gman shit.
Yeah, the after show.
That hour and 40 minutes, man, of Gman going at it with Aaron Raw.
Oh,
that was
frankly.
I
actually
wanted to eject him. I actually wanted to eject him.
And Steve said no.
Steve said don't. This is comedy gold. And I'm like, you know something? You're fucking right. You're right.
The best part was the cat. I felt so bad for that cat. I just was like, I want to save the kitty.
Save the cat. Save the cat. Save #save G-Man's cat.
Well, no,
cats, man.
I know not to pick on the new guy here, but Prometheus. I know I was gonna make another response to yet another G-Man video because he put out a new video today, making the claim that we non-believers we have to know everything about the universe to know for certain that the Christian God or the Christian idea of God doesn't exist.
Then he has to know everything about the universe to assert that it is true, too.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, he does. Just ask him, man.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, but he actually has to know everything about the universe.
I liked it when I thought it was funny when somebody, I forgot what Hangout it was on. I was watching a snippet of it, and G-Man couldn't even remember what college he got his degree in nutrition or something.
It's because he didn't get one.
Well, yeah, we know that.
He's
just so, Prometheus, what projects you got? What new projects you got going on?
Well, I was actually going to do like the origins of Christianity. That's going to be my big project. I'm working on that, but more recently, actually, I was going to be doing a little bit of kind of a response, and since to Nightmare Fuel, because apparently Nightmare Fuel made a video criticizing Heretic Woman, and I don't know who the Motorhead Avatar guy is.
Who's Oh, that's the
me.
Lobster.
Yeah, I know. I just can't see your name.
Oh, it's the Lobster. It just says
yeah, Nightmare Fuel.
Who's Nightmare Fuel?
He made a video with me in it.
And me?
Yeah, he made. Yeah, it was about the gun control discussion that you guys were having between each other, and he made a response.
What was his response?
It would be nice if he like tagged us or something.
Yeah, I know. I wish.
Well, yeah, I mean,
fuck me. I mean, he's gonna.
What is he one of those ammo sexuals?
No, he's one of those heavy anti-theist pro-intervention types. I mean, Atheist Ranger says he knows him, or he knew of him.
Okay. Well,
okay. So what was he going on about me and Heretic?
Well, he was pretty much going after your stance on gun control. I mean, I can't sum it all up, but
what does he say? My gun, and that's what gets me. A lot of people think they know what my stance on gun control is. They think that I'm totally anti-gun, and I'm not. I think they should stop blaming, mental illness, on that shit, because no shit, the motherfucker's nuts, But yeah, I love it when people assume shit about me.
Nah, I gotta see this now. Yeah, if you can,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's his latest video.
Yeah,
I mean,
put a link
you
in.
can,
yeah, I was
can
gonna
Can you
say,
put a
screen
link
share
on the
if you want.
inside chat?
yeah,
I'll
that'd
look
be
for
awesome.
it.
Okay,
Please.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Are you talking about Nightmare Fuel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can screen share the video if you want. For some reason, every time I try to screen share something, the audio on
Yeah,
my
I'll,
end is going out.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
happened to me.
I'll put the link in. See what happened.
If you need it screen shared, I can do that with audio.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, like if you're gonna make a response about me, then like tag me or something so I know.
Yeah, right.
That'd be good. But whatever. I don't even know who this person is. So they're an anti-theist, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but they don't believe in gun control.
Well, they're pro gun. They're pro gun.
Oh.
Let me just get the link. And I mean, I was actually I'm actually supposed to be on a live stream with him soon, doing making fun of the Fox News. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Fox News, that's awesome.
I just got back from Nashville.
so I'm probably gonna have to get out of here in a little bit. So I hope you don't mind.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Video up here.
Yeah, I'm putting I got the video up.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Cool. Thank you. No, I just had the worst hotel breakfast ever on my trip last weekend. Got up and it was supposed to be your free hotel breakfast, which, you know, it's not exactly a buffet, but normally they have some food. They had barely any food. But the worst part was not only did they have Fox and Friends on the fucking TV, but the stand at the back with reading materials had Jehovah Witness pamphlets on it. I'm like, yeah, this is not what I wanted to wake up to. I've never watched Fox and Friends. It was on for 5 minutes and I was screaming at the television in the breakfast buffet area.
Yeah, David, if you can invite Brand the Law, he is my circles, but for some reason the Hangout won't let me add him.
See if I can find him on Google Plus, because I don't have a link to drop him. That's the problem.
Oh wait, I'll post the link in the side chat here.
But to join the Hangout, all you do is just use the URL at the top of the window.
Don't have one.
You don't have one.
There's the link right there.
How do you? Okay.
All right.
How do you not have a URL at the top of the window?
Because he popped me into the chat by adding me to the Hangout.
Okay, I'm confused. It's all right.
He doesn't actually drop me a link to join by link. He actually adds me to the Hangout that he opened.
Yeah, that's what I do with a lot of people actually.
Oh, okay.
Picked a bad time for this hangout.
Oh, why is that?
What's going
Hope
on?
and Fury, the new documentary.
Oh.
Oh, did you guys see any? Speaking of Fox, did you see their crappy coverage of the March for Life?
No,
I heard there
watched the good
wasn't
coverage.
any.
I watched the
wasn't-
24-hour coverage from the good channels. I don't watch fucks.
Well, I heard they basically ignored it.
No, I mean there was a few hosts that were saying that because they're victims, they're not experts on gun policy.
Oh,
That's pretty much their argument.
On a lighter note, tomorrow morning will be a nice wake and bake. I got me a brand new wake and bake mug.
Oh, that is fucking awesome, dude.
Is that like a full on bong or just a pipe on the side?
It's a pipe and a coffee. No, it's you suck through the top of the thing
I was
here.
going to ask you.
Oh, I got it.
I was going to ask you where the actual where you pulled from, but now you pointed it out where the mouthpiece was.
Yeah. Fucked up thing is I'm out of weed till tomorrow or the next day. You know, it is still a good coffee cup. Keeps my coffee nice and hot. You know.
Oh,
Very
speaking of
cool.
sadness, I'm so sad that Toys R Us is closing, man. That was my
Why?
childhood right there.
I remember when Toys R Us pretty much first started, before video games and stuff. I mean, they had like rows and rows of like games and just shit for kids back, before video games and technology took over and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the bike section at Toys R Us was like the holy grail, I guess you'd call it, of just stuff. It was just the most amazing thing, And then years later, I went in and they had video games and stuff. And it just, I mean, I'm not from that generation, so I really, but yeah, it was a fucking.
It's exactly it. And
I have to grow up now.
You can walk from one side of the store to the other, and there'd be video games in one big section, and then there'll be a whole nother section in the back with the game decks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like where all the good toys go.
Yeah.
Funny
thing is, Toys R Us was where I actually learned that there was no Santa Claus, because my parents didn't believe. We had 5 kids in our family, and our parents didn't believe in babysitters, because they did one time, and the girl had a party and destroyed my mom's dining room table.
Ooh,
But
yes.
anyway, so before Christmas every year, my parents used to load all 5 of us, well, actually 6, in the fucking station wagon. We'd go to Toys R Us. And all of a sudden, my mother would say, go take your sister around over there for a while. We'll go shop for her, right? And it's a little bit later, somebody'd go, hey, Patrick, let's go over here and look at this, right? And I'd go back in there, and Christmas morning, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that in the fucking shopping cart.
Shopping cart.
But yeah, that's how we learned there was no Santa Claus. So that's always I guess that was my first adventure into skepticism. It was a hard pill to swallow. No, actually, we never really believed in it.
Like to introduce Brand the Law, everyone. Nice to see you, man.
What's going on?
Hey, Bran.
Hello.
How's it going, Bran?
You're a little quiet. You're a little quiet, Bran.
Am I? Let me check my mic real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you on here for a while, but Hangout won't let me add you for some reason.
I've been trying to buy Bran a steak dinner for a while, but he won't fucking respond to me.
You know good and well the terms and conditions of that steak dinner, Lobster.
Well, we can always negotiate, dude. I mean, it's a long distance between us, I mean, so there's got to be,
It was like what is this devolving into phone sex now? That wasn't the deal.
Oh, no.
What's the deal, Swanson?
Yeah, I don't think that follows YouTube's terms of service either. Much.
Fuck YouTube.
Well, I agree, but Ranger doesn't want to have his video taken down.
I know. I was just kidding.
I know.
Not really. I mean, this YouTube channel was just for like my own personal amusement, honestly.
Oh, I know. Yeah. YouTube's a bit of a pain in the ass lately, anyway.
So, what do you all think about our new teenage heroes? Well, a million of them or more.
Oh man, I mean, it's just a circle jerk at this point.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be changing this time.
I don't know.
These kids are fucking cool, man.
They are. They've got people's attention now. If they can hold people's attention, I hope so.
This is not like your everyday. We're going to protest today and then we'll disappear tomorrow. Of course, that's what Donald Trump wants to believe, because he goes and hides in Florida for the day.
It'll get the whole fucking project, as well intentioned as now, is going to get hijacked.
Maybe. Don't think negative. Come on now.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, when you look at things, big things like this, like remember a while back, Occupy Wall Street, right? That was a big fucking thing. A lot of people had really good intentions with that, and it got fucking hijacked, right? Look at the racism deal, right? You got, people fighting racism stuff. Then you get Black Lives Matters, right? Now, if you don't agree with everything Black Lives Matter says, you're a fucking racist,
This is different. This is all. There was in every single state, parts of Europe, and even in southeastern Australia, there was things going. There was marches going on. And this isn't about black, white, pink, or purple. This is about the kids. This is about the kids saying, "What the fuck? The gun is worth more than my life."
Well, to some people,
a little girl, like she couldn't have been more than 10 years old. Although she was 11 years old, she gave a more articulate and intelligent speech than I could even, than any adult, even a politician can give. And as a matter of fact, even younger than her was Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
She was the 11-year-old girl, I think. What? I think that was the 11-year-old girl.
No, the 11-year-old girl was the older one with the big hair. But the little one is Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
Well, the only thing I've got about that is when you get somebody that small, right, and they get up on stage and they do something, right. To me, that's using kids.
No, they're not
She wasn't at the thing, and I'm not saying what she said. I'm not. No, Patrick, let me finish before you start telling me I'm fucking. This is just. Hey, Patrick, this is just my fucking opinion. So you shut up and let me finish.
Wow. Why don't you yell at me for a little bit?
Well, you keep telling me, that I'm wrong, and I'm trying to explain where the fuck I'm coming from, Patrick.
All right, you go ahead and finish. I'll
calm down. Go ahead, Patrick.
All I'm saying is the kids from Parkland, okay, I get that, a lot of them were very well-spoken kids. They put out a good message. But when you get and a lot of them wrote their speeches, but when you get little kids, right, who weren't there, right, who don't understand, because when you're 10, 11 years old or younger, sure, if somebody sees their mom get shot or something like that, but those young girls didn't write their speeches. They were given these speeches and given a platform, okay? Now, I'm not saying what they said wasn't good, and maybe they could have said, hey, we've got Martin Luther King Jr.'s granddaughter up here, and she can wave, and hey, let's stop gun violence, everybody. But a 10 or 11-year-old kid or somebody younger than that, to me, wasn't, they could have put somebody else up there.
But that's all I was trying to say. What I'm trying to tell you is it wasn't anybody. In fact, the 11-year-old girl says, I'm nobody's tool. They try to tell her that she was some adult's tool. It was the kids' organization. The kids organized this. And when the kids called on some of the celebrities to say something, the celebrities were saying, no, you kids should do this. This is your show. And it was all the kids doing this.
Who set up the thing?
You were wrong.
Who set up the thing? It wasn't the kids.
Yes, it was. Of course, they had.
No, it wasn't. Kids. The kids cannot get the permits. The kids cannot get the fucking.
Of course not.
Hey. So that's what I'm talking about.
The kids started it, and then they went to their parents and said, "How do we do this?" And the whole thing was organized. Yes, of course, the adults had to go get the permits and all that stuff, but it was the kids who did it.
If I just wait, that quick interjection, Patrick. I think what white-haired Patrick is trying to say is that I think it was the kids' idea for the march, although the adults had to get the permits. That's the only thing the adults played in.
Sat down with their parents at dinner and said, "Well, what can we do?" And they especially the ones at the Parkland, but it wasn't just about the Florida school. It was about the violence in Chicago. It was about gun violence everywhere. Everybody that had anybody across the country, they were talking about Sandy Hook. Anybody who had gun violence and lost somebody with gun violence, they used Facebook, they used the internet, the social media to gather kids from across the country, in fact, around the world. This was the kids doing. Yes, they have to have the adults to get the permits and all that.
New England Patriots actually donated their plane to fly a lot of the kids up there too. So.
Who's that?
The New England Patriots.
Oh, New England Patriots, right?
Yeah, a guy, Robert Kraft, who's supposed to be a big Donald Trump supporter. He put the fucking his plane, let the kids, for transportation. Did you hear about Alex Jones is even off the Trump train now?
Yeah.
Wow, that's shocking.
It's about time. Just saying. That guy.
Yeah.
These kids are organizing voting registrations. The kids who are 18 are registering to vote. They are going to vote in November. And the kids who are not 18, there are some states that have a pre-registration. And even the younger kids are saying that, yeah, that's right. I got 7 years to go. I'm going to be voting too. These kids ain't fucking around. These kids are more adult than 95% of the freaking Washington.
Republican Party, yeah. Yeah, no, it was on Facebook earlier today, and I think I'm sure most of us know the activist mommy, and she was
that bitch.
oh yeah, that bitch.
I can't
No,
stand
she-
her.
She showed some video of like the head student, like we've seen him on TV before. I forget his name, but
Oh yeah, I know the fellow you mean.
Hogg.
Yeah,
David Hogg?
yeah,
yeah, David Hogg.
yes, thank you. She was showing a video of him pretty much cussing and like that.
So what?
Yeah, that's all she showed. I'm like, and
So fucking what, lady?
well, no, like the video of him cussing, and then at the top it said, this kid is the head of the movement. I'm like,
So
and?
it's like
Oh,
Yeah, point to that.
wow. The kid said, "Fuck."
oh, and you know the one I saw float by my news feed today was a picture of Emma Gonzalez while she was doing her speech, and she had that sort of army style jacket on with all the pins and,
With the
and
Cuban
patches.
flag.
Like, oh look, she has a communist country flag on her, and I'm like, she's probably fucking Cuban, you idiot.
Yeah. Well, what I like was I seen this meme today going around Facebook where they're talking. Somebody wrote, "Oh, last week kids were into Tide Pods. Now this week they're gun experts." You know, and although the Tide Pod thing was fucking ridiculous, you know, now kids are putting bug spray in their fucking weed and stuff. But, you know, not every kid was using Tide Pods. You know,
No.
you know, so yeah.
According to one of my co-hosts who is a millennial, the Tide Pod thing was supposed to be a stupid joke, and apparently they found out that there are indeed some major idiots among them who decided that they should try it.
There'll be idiots in
But
every
it was-
crowd.
Well, they got the bug spray shit going on now, which makes
What's
the Tide.
that?
Well, people are putting bug spray, like bug spray you buy at the store. They're spraying it
Yeah.
in some kind of meth or some, you know, Sherm cigars or something like that, even weed, right?
Serious?
And there's videos.
Yep.
It basically leaves these people comatose, you know, just like that.
You're smoking bug spray, basically,
Yeah, and it's
which is
like,
a nerve agent, which kills you, basically.
right.
And
That's exactly
adults have been doing stupid shit for eons, so you know, complaining that young people sometimes do stupid shit is ridiculous.
Well, this is the
Hey,
problem.
I
You got-
smoked banana peels one time just to see if I could get
Hey,
high because I was told.
There
I
you
could.
go. Well, my brother tried smoking tea bags when he was
Yeah.
a kid.
Black tea leaves.
the
Yep.
thing is, you know, you got just like you got trolls on the internet, right? You got trolls from before the internet was even invented. Basically, these people will do anything to deface or to demeanor somebody who's doing something right or protesting something that is some injustice or whatever. They'll go out there and just say anything, do anything to make these people look like shit. Just like that, what you said about David Hogg cursing or something. Instead of, you know, but you know, you can go back to that person and say, well, yeah, we got a president that talks about grabbing women's pussies, you know, on tape.
Yes.
You know,
Hello.
I mean, he's the president. I mean, you know,
We have a president who doesn't know that Puerto Rico is part of his own fucking country.
Exactly. They're still in dire straits over there.
I
So
have
yeah,
grabbed a chick by her pussy before, so I'm just saying.
Oh, did anyone happen to? I did watch some of it, but did anyone catch the income inequality rally with Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and some other people?
when was that?
I was a few nights. I think it was like Friday night. It was on It was live on Facebook.
Oh no, I missed that.
You know, I was too busy watching the from Friday through Saturday, yesterday, and even today actually. I was watching the MSNBC coverage of the coming of the March for Our Lives, and I was watching the whole thing even through today. I'm watching the news now, and these, like I was saying, even the news people were saying these they have such articulation. They had a lot of these kids on the broadcast, afterwards and stuff like that. So, I was paying attention to the revolution.
Nah, I'm only asking because, of course, we were talking about Fox News earlier, and of course, it was on Fox Business, and they're getting more stupider and stupider every time I watch one of their segments, because I think the criticisms that they had on that specific segment was that it was hypocritical of them to comment on income inequality, seeing as they're wealthy.
That ain't nothing. A long time Navy Fox News analyst who was not really a nice guy. Nobody really ever liked him. I forgot his name. He quit Fox. He said, that's it. They crossed the line. It's getting to the point where even this guy who's known to be a jerk and had bad rhetoric has got to the point where he's saying that Fox has just become the propaganda channel, that it's just too unbelievable, and he left.
It's ridiculous. Like the 5 minutes that I watched when I was traveling last weekend, they had a clip of Hillary Clinton, and she was talking about how historically women were often expected to vote the same way their husbands or their fathers or even their bosses would vote, and discussing, that in a context of history. And then they came away, and I don't know what bimbos it was that was commentating. They all look the same to me on that channel, but they came up with, how could you be a feminist and say those things? I'm like, how fucking stupid are you? That's literally the opposite of what you're insinuating, you idiot. but
oh no,
but they twist it to make it sound like if you only saw that context, and if you don't know history, because I'm a history nerd, I know the history, but if you're somebody who, and let's be honest, right wingers have been trying to kill your education system for decades now, so that there are people that wouldn't know these things. If you don't know that and you see that, and it's just like Bible study, right? When you read the Bible verse and then they tell you what it means, that's what these women were doing. They're like, oh, see, she's a hypocrite because she was saying these non-feminist things, where in reality it was the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're looking at somebody.
And well, I think I was watching a View. Well, I don't watch the View, but on my YouTube feed, a clip from the View showed up, and one of the hosts on there made a good point that if and to me it was a nonsensical point, but the point she made was that if Hillary Clinton were president right now, and if she told half the lies that Trump has told, or even done half the things that Trump has done, full well the Republican controlled government would be going forward with impeachment right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
If Obama would have said 1% of the shit that fucking Trump said, he would have fucking hung him, Yep.
They
would have hung him up in the Rose Garden and made a public spectacle of it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And with Hillary, they probably would have impeached her and tried to throw her in prison by now.
Well, a lot of these right-wing fuckers, they kept saying that Obama was going to make himself dictator. He wanted to be dictator. And then Trump, last month, makes that comment about, maybe one day we'll have a president for life, just like North Korea or China.
He literally does want to be a fucking dictator. He practically is already.
What's scary is that he's doing everything that dictators usually do to become dictators.
And he has not legislated one goddamn thing other than this tax, whatever you want to call it. Everything has been by executive order so far.
Well, not that. I mean, he has spent more money going to that golfing resort than Obama did in his 8 years.
Exactly. After one and a quarter years. Like, unbelievable. But it's okay,
He's pathological liar, psychopath. I've said this, I'm going to say it live on air. Donald J. Trump is a morally bankrupt, scum of the earth piece of shit. And you can repeat that. You can put quotations around that if you want to, and put my face on it, because I actually said that.
I think what's most annoying about Fox News at this point is that they still are trying to convince the viewers that the tax bill was a good thing. I'm like, most people know what was in that fucking tax bill. Okay, I mean, for fuck's sake, 83% of the benefits went to the fucking top 1%.
He's a pathological liar. He'll say anything just to do what he wants to do.
Oh, did you guys see that bombing in Austin?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, dude, what the fuck was that about?
That was really fucked. And you notice, if that bastard hadn't blown himself up, they would have probably tried to take him alive.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's white and troubled. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah. What? I forget the guy's name, but wasn't there another dude shot unarmed by police again?
Yes, the same fucking day. And the poor bugger, somebody called and said that somebody was breaking windows in the neighborhood. So the cops go, and he's in his own goddamn backyard. They go looking around. They see him in his backyard holding a cell phone, and they shoot him 20 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they cuffed him afterwards.
Oh, I saw part of the body cam video. So they shoot him. Like, they're like, pa, 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 pa. And then the cop's like, let's see your hands. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I didn't watch the video. I just heard that.
I saw that much, and I was like, that's just utterly ridiculous.
Sacramento police have a real good reputation to begin with. The only thing that bothered me about that when I was watching the protests that they had, and that woman that was just trying to go about her daily life was stopped in the street, and they were jumping on her car, and she tried to get away. She had nothing to do with it. She didn't shoot anybody. And then they were jumping on her car and then smashed her back, or her windows, and smashed her back window when she was trying to get away. Yeah. That doesn't put a good light on a good cause.
Well, that's why just like the documentary I'm watching right now, that's why meeting violence with silence or nonviolence is much better. So what happens is that, it works both sides, right? When there's racism involved, when one side does something, the other side retaliates on anybody who has the opposite color skin. And that's that's where things get stupid.
I slightly disagree with that. I don't think there's as much racism in the law enforcement as some people may claim, but I mean, just for me,
go to Oakland or Sacramento, and you'd probably change your mind.
Maybe, but no, I was just going to say that again, to me, the whole police brutality thing, again, this is my opinion, is a few bad apples, but it doesn't exactly paint law enforcement in a good photo when these bad apples aren't being punished.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. A problem is that where it is called out, nothing ever happens. It's always, well, we weren't in that situation, and it's split-second decision, and blah 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 blah. No, fucking no. And this is where I see it is. It used to be, at least as far as I'm aware, and that's maybe I was believing propaganda, I don't know, but the idea used to be that the police officer needed to put the safety of citizenry first above their own safety. And now what has happened is it's their safety first, the citizenry comes second, because every single time, while I was afraid for my life, I thought they had a weapon. It's like, no, you determine that's a weapon and what they're going to do with it before you do a fucking thing. And that's how it is in Canada for the most part. The last guy who shot an unarmed, well, no, the fellow had a knife, but he was alone on a streetcar. All of the people in danger had been evacuated. The person was having a psychotic break and they knew it. And he had a knife and the officer shot him, 11 times? That officer has been sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Mhm.
That's the shit that needs to happen.
Yeah, I
And
can shoot him in the leg or something, or
yes. And I've heard, oh well, that may not disarm them and blah.
You're
Okay,
done.
shoot him in the leg. And if
Shouldn't
he
have
still
shot him
keeps,
at all. If he's not a danger to anybody but himself,
Well,
he shouldn't have shot him at all.
exactly. Yes,
Well,
the guy in Toronto on the streetcar that was alone on a subway car with a knife. No, they shouldn't have shot him. They should have tried to tase him or hit him with beanbags or something.
yeah, certainly
but
not empty your gun in him, right?
No. And especially if at that point he's only a danger to himself, then why are you killing him if he's like, it just makes no sense.
Well, I
But
agree with Ranger. You know, it's the bad apple. I mean, we're all human.
there are good cops. There
Some humans are assholes and some humans are not. Some of those assholes are cops and some are not. But I can tell you this though. I recently had an experience where, not that I don't appreciate the kindness of these cops, but it was almost as if it was way more than I ever expected. Let's just say I had an incident with my car late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I damaged my car and everything. And I don't mind them giving me the drunk test and everything. I had a vision problem. Never mind about that. But the point is that these cops actually changed my tire, helped me pump the fucking thing up. I mean, these cops did everything except, carry me to the fucking place I was going.
Yep.
I mean, a little bit overly nice to me. And I have a completely expired inspection sticker on my car. The car has been inspected since 2017. So,
You criminal.
So, I mean, and I was very well treated. I don't want to complain about the actual nice treatment I had, but I did wonder. What
if you weren't white guy, how would that have gone down? Yeah.
I did wonder that. I mean, these cops were extraordinarily nice to me.
Well, and look at some of the people who have been killed who phoned the police themselves because there was issue, and then they end up dead. And that just shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you're calling the police because you feel like you need them for something, you shouldn't have to sit there and decide, well, gee, should I risk getting, killed by a burglar or should I risk getting killed by the cops? Like, just, yeah.
I mean,
the solution to that is doing the killing yourself.
I mean, it could be that I probably had these cops in my house.
Pig!
Hey.
Well, see now, Pig, the unfortunate thing about that in Canada is we don't have. Yeah, you do that, you go to jail. Doesn't matter if it was on your property or the last years ago. There was in a small town, there was a jewelry store that had been robbed something like 3 times. And the owner was like this little old man in his 80s. And the 4th time around, he shot the burglar and they sent him to prison.
Yeah, we have stand your ground states and castle states. So if they break in, you can say you fear for your life and you can blow his brains out with a shotgun.
Hey, what about that Pennsylvania guy that at Pennsylvania school district where they're arming each classroom with a bucket of river rocks? Yeah, river rocks. So when an armed gunman comes in, they can just start tossing rocks at him. I want to know how many of those kids are actually going to start throwing rocks when the fucking bullets start flying. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Anyway, I was going to say, what come to think of it, it could be that these cops recognize me because I've had cops in the house, because I've called the ambulance for my father several times.
And you are on YouTube and pretty famous too, so.
Yeah.
It's possible that the particular police force recognized who I was and
could be
in the house, with the ambulance and all that.
Could be.
It's possible, but still, like I said, I do wonder if I was black,
Well, and that's just it. And the fact is that a minority person in America always has to think twice before calling for police for assistance, because you never know whether you're going to end up being the one that's dead.
And now it's going backwards again because of Trump.
Yeah, it's getting worse. So so you have a risk of getting beat up on the street because you're not white, or getting killed by the cops because you're not white.
Racist coneheads are empowered by Trump's fucking outright racism.
Yep.
It's find the source of we know the source of the current racism being Trump, but to find the source of Trump, what brought him there in the first place is very interesting.
Let me put it this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. I was in grammar school when they were talking about legalizing gambling in Atlantic City. And of course I didn't know anything then, but that's where, and I'm here in New Jersey, and now I'm not more than 80 miles or less from Atlantic City. I know Trump a little bit better than some. I know that he's a scumbag. He always was. So.
Well, Trump tried to get after the Atlantic City casino shit was built. The Trump Taj Mahal. He was when they were state of Connecticut, when they were wanting to build Foxwoods. It's a used to be the world's largest casino. It's an Indian casino, and Trump was on Capitol Hill testifying that none of those people look like Indians. He didn't see no feathers or red paint.
Yeah, that's how stupid he is.
Yeah,
but he has over the decades he's had deals going on with the Russian. There's I forget the name. There's a small country like on the side of Russia. It's called I forget what the hell the name of it is.
Kazakhstan.
Could be it could be that, but it could be anyway. There's a tower there that is just sitting there. He's had deals all around the world trying to make billions of dollars and stuff, and most of them he basically reneged on half the deals, and he's just basically a scumbag all around the world. It's no wonder that Putin has a fucking has him by the balls, and here they're trying to impeach Obama way back when for stupid shit, and here he is, a fucking, as far as I'm concerned, a treasonous fucking traitor. And everybody's still twiddling their thumbs. Everybody's still like, oh, but he's so, whatever.
I think they should release the golden shower videos.
Oh, totally. Totally. Well, they say Stormy has pictures, so things could get in.
You got a DVD. She went first class.
They just showed part of the what do you call it? The interview with her, a little small snippet about the spanking snippet.
Look, you gotta admit one thing. Usually when a lot of times when politicians or preachers get busted with a hooker or another woman or something like that, a lot of times there's some ugly chicks. I mean, you remember that chick that Jimmy Swaggart was banging? She went on Penthouse, right? She was one ugly, and I'm not trying to be nasty or denigrate women or anything like that, although it sounds like I am, but at least Trump didn't come up with some ugly pig.
Well, but that's part of his chauvinism, though, is that he is very superficial when it comes to
Trump don't fuck ugly chicks.
But she was also threatened.
Yes,
he was threatened.
Yeah.
What do you think of the latest scandal? It's been going on for about 6 days now.
That's what I'm talking about.
She's been with Aubrey O'Day.
She's been threatened with physical violence.
Are you talking about that Playboy model or that Playboy chick?
No, not the Playboy one. The singer and artist, Aubrey O'Day, and Trump's son, Trump Jr.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I don't know.
During the actual election, when Trump became president, she tweeted about it, saying her secret affair is now worth millions, and now she's just now coming out with it. Like her lie in order to pull something that off would have took a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
She even came out with a song called about the affair called DJT.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but just during the campaign.
Oh, come on. do you,
Trump's thugs threatened Stormy with one of his thugs.
but do you
Got her to
think
sign, got her sign that bogus non-disclosure.
But does anybody think that Trump has been faithful to his any wife for 5 minutes? Like seriously?
Yeah, right.
Like I get why
Trump couldn't be faithful to his right hand.
Not being faithful.
No.
Not being faithful and outright using thugs to silence people are two different things.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that people are like, oh no, another porn person or whatnot. It's like I'm surprised it's only 2 so far. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have expected a parade,
Well,
and I'm sure there is a parade. It's just a matter of who's.
Yeah.
So if it's not his dignity that he's afraid of losing, the only thing I can think that Putin has on him would have to be money.
Or the golden shower tapes.
No, well, that the dignity's already gone after fucking a porn star.
No, I mean, if they came up with a video and there was a video of 2 Russian chicks pissing on Donald Trump, right? I think even the evangelicals might have a fucking issue with
Yeah,
that.
the evangelicals.
Magic, you're starting to turn me on now.
The evangelicals tend to be the ones with all the weird fetishes, to be honest. But
Speaking of, I don't mean to change the subject, but am I the only one that's seen retard after retard comment on Stephen Hawking's death? Or is that just me?
No,
yeah, I did a video on that these 2 fuckers, man, that one guy did it in his car and this other guy, he's a fucking bald-headed fucking pastor, some fuck from somewhere in fuck me, Texas.
Was that Feuerstein idiot?
No, not first, not Fuckstein. This is a bald fucker in Texas. And then some other dude in his car, Stephen Hawking said that, all this and stuff. He was saying a lot of stuff that anybody who is even remotely familiar with Stephen Hawking. I mean, I've never read his books. I'm not really, I know who he is and stuff, but, and I've heard some of the stuff he said, but some of the stuff that this fucker was saying that Stephen Hawking said was, for lack of retarded, because he didn't say that. Right. And these people get away. I don't know. It's free speech, whatever, like that. But to me, when I see people like that, I just make fun of them because they're really that fucking retarded.
Well, yeah, but free speech doesn't say that you can denigrate people or slander them.
Well, what does free speech? Well, see that then you get into what is free speech.
Free speech
in America it does.
Free speech means you can say whatever you want without getting thrown in jail or prosecuted. It does not say that you can say whatever you want without social consequences.
Yeah, without repercussions,
Yes.
Exactly. And I think the reason I've been so pissed off this past week or past 2 weeks is because Stephen Hawking, at least in my opinion, and just like Patrick here, I've never read any of his books. I know
I actually did.
No, I haven't.
Books.
I read.
But the fact is, to me, he got closer to discovering the truth of the universe than any of these.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, his book, Brief History of Time, came out in 1988. I think I read it in 1989. Since the divorce and everything, I've lost my book collection on that.
The part that got me pissed off the most were people writing things like, oh, now he's unbound from the restraints of a wheelchair, because there are some Christians that actually believe he's in heaven. Right. But he's unbound from the restraints of a wheelchair, the thing that put him, made him disabled. Right. And it's like he never let the wheelchair get in his way. I mean, I'm sure he had personal assistants that had to dress him. I mean, let's be honest. But the fact that he still had his mind, and the things that he did. And then when he dies, just like the thoughts and prayers people, they see it and they go, oh my God, at least he's not restrained to a wheelchair anymore.
As he's burning
He's fucking dead. He's not, that's not a good thing.
He ceases to exist.
I have less. I have less problem with those people. At least they're trying to be.
Well, he's burning in hell and he's bowing at Jesus. Like basically, he's sucking Jesus' dick right now because he found out he was wrong. Can I just drop kick whoever that was in the head, please?
Yeah, those
I want to
people-
see you drop kick first, then
Those
I'll
people need
make
to-
my decision.
those
I
people
actually don't know how to do that lobster, but you know.
those people need to be drop kicked. But I'm talking about the people who just say, "Oh, now he's not bound by the wheelchair." All right, well, whatever. Okay. At least they're not being nasty like these fucking trolls who just try to denigrate the guy.
But
Yeah.
he's burning in hell, but Jesus loves him.
Oh yes, they loves him so much because.
Oh yeah, no, there was an
Extortion
article.
love.
There was an article on
Love in a
Freethinkers
mysterious
claiming
way.
that.
An article about what?
Sorry, I said that there was an article on Freethinker. They were commenting on this religious idiot that said that Stephen Hawking was kept alive because of demonic forces.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Well, for those
Wait a
those of you who don't
moment.
know-
Was Stephen Hawking a Satanist?
For those of you who don't know, Stephen
Got
Hawking.
word of witch burning.
Sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anybody.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
For those of you who don't know, the Stephen Hawking is now at least famous for his what they call the Hawking radiation. It was in that book that I read back in 1989, the Brief History in Time, I believe, where he was talking about black holes aren't actually completely black. They actually do seem to radiate some kind of weird radiation. And don't ask me to explain it thoroughly. Like
I can.
Well,
good.
if they were all black, it would be.
But it was
great.
the Hawking radiation that kind of made him famous from that book. He's since changed a few things and wrote a few other books about it, but I have not read any of them. But there it is. Go ahead. What's your name? Brandon? Oh, no,
Brandon Law.
I'm sorry,
Brand.
He's currently
Paul.
silent.
Paul.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Paul.
Yes.
Yes, at the event horizon, if you know what that is. Oh,
We don't.
Yes, I do.
I do too. It's the point where
It's
it actually starts
point.
suck in.
Go ahead, Paul.
He's frozen.
Oh, Paul's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, just as
Frozen, Paul.
He went into the event horizon.
There we go.
There you go.
Somebody
Oops.
should get a
Hey,
screenshot.
Oh,
Paul, we know.
He's
Get
back.
get a screenshot. Paul, reload because we got two of you now. You're frozen.
No,
on the other
that
picture.
It'll drop off.
everybody shut up and let Paul talk.
The extra shall pass. No, you got the event horizon. That's where if anything goes below that, you're sucked in forever.
Right.
Or you can escape above that.
We
Anyway,
presumed that when you froze, you got sucked into the event horizon.
anyway, in quantum physics, you're always having in empty space or in space itself, particles coming into existence. And they go out of existence within a nanosecond's a long time for that.
Which is a fact.
So anyway,
There's been
what
observed.
happens is one particle falls in, the other one escapes. The one that falls in is antimatter or whatever and subtracts from the mass of the star. And the other one is the radiation coming out.
That's the Hawking radiation.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember reading. That was like a long time ago. I read that, but I think you got it. I think you got it right.
Hawking radiation is, that's a heck of a man. It gets a type of radiation named after
Yeah.
himself.
That's pretty impressive.
That's common with
The
the
fact
name.
that he named it after himself.
I'm gonna have to buy myself a new version of that book.
Sometimes you don't have to do that. This becomes part of it. It's like the same thing with the Higgs boson. For the longest time, it wasn't named, particularly the Higgs, but he's the one of the few that did come up with the same idea. A lot of times, a lot of these ideas are just not just one person comes up with it. Our people will see the same conclusions. It's
Yeah,
like
he has a team working with him.
Alexander
Well,
Bell.
Higgs-
He was the only one who came up with the concept.
Well, Higgs. There was this model. I'm sorry, did I interrupt somebody? There was this model that predicted certain kinds of bosons, and it was, I forgot his first name, Higgs,
Yes.
came up with the idea, and he was actually present as an old man when the Large Hadron Collider believed that they actually found the Higgs boson.
Oh, cool.
And they predict there's more than just one of those anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for David or Look a Pig. I think you two are.
All right.
Okay, and this is
Your crown of flat.
let me Well, that is yet to be determined until that guy gets over 1,800 feet and takes some fucking Polaroids. But
But how will he be able to tell us? Because he'll probably die on re-entry.
I think next time, I think actually he's like, I don't think he's going to try it again. You know, I think he's going to like milk it and stuff. Oh, I hope he does too. But no, my question.
Hilarious.
Now this will take a little time to set up, but I'm making a point. Christians will say that according to evolution, you know, evolutionists say that something came from nothing, right? Now I know that came. No, listen. Now I know that came from something that was said in the scientific community, right? Because I know in the scientific community, words have different meaning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, where did that originate?
Well, nothing has no meaning within the scientific community. There is nothing. Like nothing.
When they relate to nothing, it has nothing to do with space. There's no space, no time, nothing else. Nothing. Completely nothing. Because space,
which is non-existent.
Right, but where did they come
up with? That has nothing to do with evolution. That's the whole problem. Is that
I know. Yeah.
Drag shit into it. It has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Well, it's like Paul said. It's like Paul said.
If you believe in evolution, you believe in fucking eating babies, then too. So
right.
I believe in baby back ribs.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like Paul said with the quantum particles on the event horizon. It's like things pop into existence in nanoseconds. Things like
that. There's that.
Right. No. Right. But what I'm saying is, where did they get that? Where did the conversation come? It was made with science, right?
Two definitions here.
Said, right. What is the definition of nothing in science? Then I guess I'm saying.
I'm trying to remember the scientist's name.
Hold on, Patrick. Hold on. They got two definitions of nothing that the people who creationists tend to conflate here. You got
nothing. Not them.
Oh yes, the creationists conflate this. They create nothing ex nihilo, which is literally the absence of anything. Like
even space.
You can't even define it because the minute you try to put attributes on it, you're no longer talking about nothing anymore. You're talking about something. So, I mean, that's how minute they're talking about that. And then
but they always bring things into it, like spontaneous rejuvenation, which has nothing to do with evolution.
Right. That's a philosophical nothing.
Yeah, that's. But I'm asking David is what was the conversation or what was the study that scientists did, right? Where the term nothing, right? Where the creationists got something came from nothing. Right. No, Paul. I'm asking David. Okay, please.
Well,
where did that come from? That it had to start from somewhere.
They're talking about the singularity, okay? And the singularity is when everything that we know, space, time, energy, and matter, was all condensed to this hot, dense point, for lack of a better term.
Hey, David, can I do this?
Sure.
All right, so they're talking about the Big Bang, which is not the theory of where the universe comes from. It's just the expansion of the universe. That nothing coming from something.
Yeah.
That's what we're still trying to figure out. That's what we're creating hypotheses for to figure out. From universes colliding into each other to form the matter that's there to what is it?
You're talking about brains coming together.
Yeah, pretty much. What's the other theory that's very popular where the mass came from the singularity? Bull, do you know?
Well, you got the inflation.
Yes, the crunch. The universe is just.
You have in space. What happens? You have quick expansion of the universe, inflation. But they say also that it might be that inflation that came through our part of the universe or our keeps going and creates other universes. So what that probably was, not that we were the start of the other universes, that was already already happening. Inflation was already going on, and we became into existence from a singularity or whatever, a point, and then we expanded for a while and stopped.
And then the other one
Rapid
is
expansion.
that the universe is within its own cycle, and that it will expand and then crunch to the singularity again.
That's been thrown out.
The big crunch bin? Oh,
that
okay.
has been thrown out. There's going to
out.
be a heat death to the universe, basically, is what they've determined because we're still expanding and we're accelerating. That's
I'm so
where red
frustrated.
comes from.
I can't think of this guy's name.
Well, I got to throw that out of my mind.
The guy with the scar on his face. He's one of the four horsemen.
This guy with a scar on his face.
He talks a lot.
Tully Blanchard?
He talks a lot with
Arn
Richard
Anderson?
Dawkins. Richard Dawkins being the biologist.
No, okay, so there's let's see. Dennett, Dawkins, Hitchens, and Harris.
And what's it called? The philosopher, Tom comes to mind.
I guess it's not one of the four horsemen. Well, he's the guy with the scar on his face. He's a physicist or a scientist, and he was the one that actually said something about actually you could get something from nothing or something like that.
You're talking about
Lawrence
Krauss.
Lawrence Krauss. Thank you. That's who I'm thinking.
That's
I didn't know he had a scar on his face.
Well, he's got like some kind of. He's been.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, he actually didn't mean it that way. It was a casual scientific conversation, and he said something, well, about getting something from nothing, and he went into some long explanation.
Well, the whole thing is, if you take gravity, you take so-called energy, and you add it together, because gravity is a negative, energy is a positive, and you add that all together, you got zero. Okay, if you equate everything in the universe and add it all together with the gravity and all that, you supposedly come up with zero energy. You have zero whatever. It cancels out. So you do get something from nothing because, if you take everything together, you would have nothing. I'm not making sense.
Actually, you are. I just didn't want to say anything because,
Yeah, but I guess
I lack a better explanation.
Versus, and gravity is a negative, you come up with zero.
You take the four forces that are in the universe.
Well, yeah, but originally there were only two.
Well, but gravity
one really.
Well, they've been trying to unite.
Was so short, it was pathetic.
They've been trying to unite all the forces since day one.
Well, they're trying to find a way to describe them mathematically.
Right, but
as with one equation,
they should be including gravity into it.
They succeeded in combining the three, but they have yet to do gravity.
Right, gravity is the issue, and what gravity tends to do is pull masses towards slower time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, if you have space when it does have a trite little bit of energy that they suspect it to have, then it becomes. When space has energy, it's a negative, it's a repulsive force.
Can I interrupt real quick? Bran, I'd like you to look at my current picture that I have up here. Now, I made this 2 nights ago, and I'm willing to make it for you again.
Hey, I'm offering him a cheesesteak. He's talking about a burger and a grape snow.
I'm talking about a $20 New York strip here.
God damn it, now I'm hungry again.
Damn it.
When I was off screen, I was eating my Philadelphia cheese.
Pig.
By the way, that's a coffee rub on that.
And all I got left in the
spicy
refrigerator
coffee
for
rub.
now is some leftover tuna casserole I made.
Oh, by the way, David.
Yes.
Do you
People still eat tuna casserole?
Yes.
I made myself. Hey,
Yeah, just real quick. Do you actually
is
happen to
tuna
see
casserole?
that debate between Max Kobe and King Crocoduck?
I saw that. Oh.
I saw a huge chunk of it before I realized that Max was being a big jerk like he always is. And
Okay, It took me 5 minutes to go. Max is a giant asshole.
Yes, Max is an asshole. Max is a complete, and then he takes it so personally. He makes a butthurt hangout after the fact. He did you see?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he made a
No, yeah,
huge,
he made a response video to the whole debate.
right. It was like an hour and 40-minute long hangout with him and Deflating Atheism and a whole bunch of other ones. Of course, the usual. It's just like when G-Man gets butthurt.
Was he
like,
like, oh,
his
they
echo chamber together and
they beat up on me and they were mean and nasty.
Yeah, and
kind of
King
shit.
Crocoduck doesn't know his shit.
What?
Okay. It's how long does it take to read one sentence for being an atheist? Don't believe in a God. Well, that took forever. Oh, gee.
But okay, so
apparently that's a religion.
Explain that. That's deep in concept.
I didn't know a whole lot about Max. Like, I've seen snippets of him here and there. I was talking to Steve about it, and I was like, Steve, does Max have any actual credentials? And he's like, nope.
Nope.
Like,
I could have told you that.
Doesn't KC work in science?
Yep.
See, that's the whole thing that I can't understand. You know, like, Steve McRae has an education. I don't know exactly what he does, but he works in the field. There's other people, you know, I've been in these hangouts, these people.
Nuclear technician.
Yeah, nuclear technicians. You got people that are in physics and all this stuff, right? And then you get some dumb shit on fucking YouTube, right? Going, you're wrong. Right. And so then what the fuck did Steve McRae and all these people fucking waste all that money for a fucking education for if some dickhead on fucking YouTube can go, yeah, you're wrong because in the Bible it says.
Yeah.
Hey, Delossi, do you honestly think, wait a second, do you honestly think that my education goes to waste on them? No, that's entertainment, man.
Well, G-Man got his evolutionist education at in nutrition for a college that he can't even.
Okay, first of all, let me be very clear, and I think everyone can agree. G-Man is nothing but a black version of Ray Comfort. That's all he is.
Or Ken Hovind.
Well, at least Ray Comfort comes across with a smile on his face.
Speaking of Kent Hovind,
the funniest thing G-Man ever did was put his cat up on the fucking.
I know.
That poor cat, you know.
I want to just cuddle the poor cat and tell him it's gonna be okay. So.
Yeah, you know, shake your paws twice if you want some help. You know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's be honest here. We have never seen a cat become a non-cat.
Oh well, this is true. But have we ever seen a pine tree mate with an elephant? There's the question.
Oh, that's not even a good thought.
I got one question. Why do all y'all atheists deny God?
Yeah, right.
Why are you so angry at God?
Because we
can't disprove God unless you're omnipresent.
Yeah, because we like to go sin.
I can't understand.
Man, it's what we
I
do.
can't understand if you read the Bible how you can consider that whatever it is a God.
I know.
Because people like that whole fear thing, you know. God created the world, you know, and they read this and they're told it's true, right? I mean, I was told it was true when I was a kid. You know?
It's indoctrination at a young age.
And
it is.
When I was a kid, you know, I remember I was thinking about this last night. I remember I was about 10 years old and I was doing the math in my head. I know me and math don't get along, but I could figure out how old I was going to be in the year 2000, right? I was going to be 40. And I'm like, I wonder if God's going to destroy the world before I'm 40.
That's
right?
what
These were things that I used to think about when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, and like Jehovah Witnesses, I don't know if a lot of people, you guys realize this. Jehovah Witnesses is actually a doomsday cult. They actually believe that Armageddon is coming at any time.
So are these fucking evangelicals.
Oh, I know, but like the JWs actually actively discourage people from going to higher education because, like, you're not going to need that. Jesus is coming any day.
There's some of the first flat earthers.
I don't care about Jesus' sex life.
Don't worry about his brother Satan.
You know, if you go on Pornhub, you know, you can see nun sex and religious sex and Mormon sex. Yeah,
Well,
you can see
Hold
chicks
on.
getting banged in magic underwear. You know.
Now, Lobster, there's a fine line when it comes with religious sex. Now, what happens between a priest and an altar boy cannot be seen.
I'm gonna say, I bet you can see Jesus coming an awful lot on Pornhub if you look.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I pass on that too.
Religious sects or religious sex?
Sex.
Seems legit.
Have you guys ever heard of there's a website called Divine Interventions. It's hyphenated though, Divine-Interventions, and they sell religiously themed sex toys. But the biggest one being Jackhammer Jesus.
I was gonna
Ladies,
say
Gman,
is-
right now I have Gman.
Giant
Should I get him in here?
Why not?
Do you have
All right.
Do they have St. John's cross like where
No.
John's head goes in first?
No, they should. They have
We have a Catholic church out here called the Church of the Immaculate Conception. We also have a church called the Church of the Blood of Jesus. You know, and it's like, ooh,
It's a blood clot.
yeah, it kind
I
of sounds like a
there was Catholic
hepatitis.
church.
Well,
There was a
it's
Catholic
like-
church right around my house, and it's called Holy Sacrament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of these days I'm going to ride around just around Providence, within a 25-mile radius of where I live, right, and find all the different names of the Catholic churches around here. There are some funny fucking names.
You think it's bad there? You should see Florida.
Paul, go ahead.
No.
Well, New England is Catholic Central. You know, I mean, Irish Catholics and.
Oh, but the church names in
Which one?
Florida.
Paul,
Which one
wait,
of the-
guys, Paul, go ahead.
A lot of Italians.
Which one of was it the Incas or the Mayans? Maybe both were really blood cults because they had a lot of blood sacrifice. And
I
then
think it
then
was
when
the
the
Aztecs.
Spaniards came in with their blood cult, it just blended right in because they have Jesus on the cross. Like, hey, we identify with that, man.
Well, after they killed them all, yeah.
Well, that was with diseases and shit. And that made them think right away, hey, we're dying to stop. And they're not. They must have the real God.
Wait.
You guys ever
Wait,
seen
wait.
the movie Apocalypto?
We all know Lemmy is the true
Guys,
God.
real quick.
Yeah.
Look at Piggy. G-Man wants the link.
Oh, I'm
fuck
trying
no.
to get him the link.
No,
I just got him on Skype.
No,
Online on
come
Skype.
on.
Why not?
Come on, Dave.
Talk to a retard.
I
Come
have
on,
the power.
Dave.
I want
We
to
were
find
having a
out
good
what
time.
atheists believe.
G-Man to ruin that.
Oh, come on, Dave. He's
I
probably
want to see what atheists. I want G-Man to tell me what I do.
Dave.
I
Dave.
sent him
He's
the
gonna,
link. It's official.
he'll
No,
rage.
he
quit
might
in-
not click it. Okay, I said
He'll
I have a
rage
group
quit
of
in 5
atheists
minutes.
with no real education in science. Come join. I did not include you in that bullinator.
He won't even recognize my voice. Are you kidding me?
I didn't know you were Bullinator. Wow.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
I'd be
Well, sir,
interested to see
David.
if he remembers because I had my hair in a bun when he rage quit from our and Raw's hangout. So.
Well,
I'm
and,
gonna say we have
you
a
and I were
funny
both
girl.
great debate community. Remember
I
that?
have
Yes,
long hair
yes.
too.
That's
You
right.
know, does anybody
You
else in
could-
here
you
have
could-
long hair? Because
Not
I remember you
anymore.
said. Well,
Lots
no, I'm
of-
talking about when G-Man said that only women should
Yeah.
have long hair.
Oh, there you go.
Like Jesus.
My
like
hair's longer than.
Wait. G-Man said that men don't have long hair. Doesn't June Pierce
That
doesn't have
shouldn't.
long hair?
Yes.
What about
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus?
that's where
Yes.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
where he fucking quit.
Lobster, I don't know. My hair goes past my ass, so I don't know.
Oh,
if
okay.
it's-
Mine's only about
Yeah.
3/4 down my back.
Yeah, no, I've been growing this for like 12, 13 years.
All right, so I guess he's not home and it's just his computer on because he's not
Ah.
responding, sadly.
Oh,
Well, I
I
mean,
was looking for. I was.
When
gonna
I
ask
called him,
him-
it turned it from away to online, and now I'm just waiting for
Oh.
him to respond. I said we have
Oh,
4
well.
dudes and a nice
Nicola.
white lady.
Go-
So that might get him.
But he's come across me a couple of
Nicola.
times, but I don't know if he'll actually remember me because, well, like Dave
Well-
said last
Well,
time.
the rumor is that he's very attracted to white women.
I've heard that. But see,
Yeah.
now when we were in the hangout with R and Raw,
Bring me some more
Dave
white
and
women.
I, we were both listed as great debate community because we were both managers on that channel. So, and he blocked both of us, but I don't know if that was just because he was rage quitting everybody or what. So,
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
he actually blocked me from the chat of I think GTV. So I think he knows who
yeah,
I am.
exactly, Paul,
He
exactly.
accidentally blocked my Look-a-Pig account when he
But,
meant
I
to
mean,
delete someone else, and he still hasn't unblocked it, man.
But
Someone has Skype.
in my defense, in that chat, I did call him a whiny bitch.
Hey, if the shoe
Well, yeah.
fits.
Hey,
So why are
Nicola.
you insulting bitches?
Hey, Nicola. How's life in Saskatchewan?
Oh, wonderful. We just got like another 1.5 feet of snow.
I was gonna say you're probably still buried in snow.
So what are you surviving on, Nicola? Moose or?
Back bacon and beer, eh?
Mostly cabbage.
They
I
don't
think
have
bacon
bacon
in
in
it.
Canada.
What are you talking about?
They don't have bacon
We
in
don't
Canada.
say boot.
Hey,
I've heard you.
that
I've
white
heard.
man's hair, Paul.
I've heard Shannon Q say about.
Yes, but Shannon Q is out east where they do say boot.
She's in Nova Scotia.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
all Canada, so you have to
Yes.
accept. Just like the Bible, you can't cherry. It's
No,
Canadian.
lobster. No, the dialect gets weirder the farther east you go.
Jeebus loves me, yes I know. For the fucking Bible.
long hair.
So.
Yeah, how does G-Man reconcile that Jesus always has long hair?
Yeah,
No, exactly.
and he's
I-
white. No
The
blacks allowed.
The only time I've ever seen a Jesus with short hair was when he was depicted as black.
Yeah, but only like African Americans have the black Jesus. Okay, you never see like a white family worshiping a black Jesus.
Well, I know, but they should, because if
But
there was
Jesus
a Jesus,
wasn't
he
white
sure as hell
anyway.
wouldn't have been white.
He would have been Arabic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is
would have been brown.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Jesus being black would make a lot of sense. I mean, he did marry a prostitute.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes,
So-
that's the racist joke, people. Laugh. Damn
We
it.
are getting just blasphemy running all around.
How dare you?
if you have a God.
I think you're just trying to
Actually-
summon G-Men at this point.
We're trying. We're trying
Is that
hard.
like your incantation is say a bunch of racist jokes
You know,
and
if
G-Man
you-
appears?
If you stand in a room in front of a mirror and it's dark, right, and you say
Yeah.
G-Man, G-Man, G-Man 3 times, he'll appear.
Oh, fuck.
They are saying Jesus married a prostitute.
Somebody just
So-
watched this.
Hey, is that how we save the cat? We stand in front of the mirror and say G-cat like 3
Tell-
times?
tell me about
and
the
he
cat.
cries?
What happened? What did I miss?
Okay.
Hold on. Before you do that, did you see the latest hangout with him where he has the cat licking his hand?
No.
And he's talking about how G-Man's a great owner for the cat. Look how much the cat he's just baby talking the cat as the cat like licks his hand and it's somewhat sexual in a way. And it was
Ew.
just it was just perfect.
Oh man. No, so G-Man was talking to Aaron Ra and he was trying to he had this idea that if all people are animals, because people were saying that we're all animals, and G-Man was getting pissed off about it because he thinks he's better than that. And he was trying to say that okay, well, if I'm an animal and my cat's an animal, well, I own my cat and that makes it slavery. And so he picked up the cat and like put the poor thing like right into the camera, and the cat's eyes just turned into plates, like anime gigantic plates. Like exactly. Like if I didn't know better, I would have thought that he stuck a thermometer up the cat's ass at that moment. Like that was the look on the
Or a digit or two, we don't know.
Yeah,
Not
like the
judging.
Come to think
and
of
then
it,
he did it twice. Like he put the cat down, he argued with Aaron for another few minutes, and then he came back to the same argument because Aaron wasn't having
wrong.
it. Yes, Aaron wasn't having the argument because it was a stupid argument in the first place. And he did it again. He picked the cat up and put him right in, and the cat made the same fucking face, like, holy shit. Ah! And it was like, I thought Aaron was going to fall out of his chair.
Aaron
He
was
was
laughing so
He
hard.
Well, I mean,
was laughing so hard. It was
Well, guys,
brilliant.
this may be serious because for all we know, G-Man may have taken Creationist cat hostage.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know what?
Did-
I'm going to give G-Man
Did
a point.
Creationist cat get found in a in a safe?
I'm going to give G-Man
Well-
a point. I'm going to give G-Man a point here. He may be right.
Okay.
If he's an
I-
animal and the cat's an animal, this is slavery.
In which
Well,
case,
no,
you may as
because
well,
you-
or you may as
okay.
well argue that owning anything that's made of atoms
Beneficial
is
slavery.
slavery.
Yeah, and Patrick, have you ever tried to get a cat to do anything under duress? Like, you
just
mean,
trying to be funny, you know.
I know, but trust me, as a cat owner,
I
for
can
most
get
of
my
my
cat
life,
to jump on the couch and eat some treats.
I've never
That's
been in a
about it.
hangout with Darren Raw.
oh, he's funny.
I like
He's
to be
very
in a hangout
funny.
with Darren. I met him at
Actually-
the Vegan rally in 2012, briefly.
Yeah, I ran into him then too. I've met him like what 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, I met him a few times.
Yeah.
Once. And
Actually, I was really I was surprised because the last time I saw him was at Reason Con last April, and he actually remembered who I was, more so because of my ink than I think my face.
I
but
pulled a
that's
fast
okay.
one to get a handshake out of him. I was
there
at
you
the
go.
Reason rally, and everybody was walking towards the front of the stage to doing something back there, and I just went like, Aaron. He didn't know me from nothing, and I stuck up my hand. I shook his hand, and that was the end of it.
That's cool.
It was like a
Now
photo
he-
op, except that
Well,
I
I'm trying to get him to know me because I joined the Phylogeny Explorer project.
Ah,
So you kind of get to know people when you do stuff like that.
yeah.
that's when I also kissed Christina Rag on the cheek.
If I met
Oh, I
Christina
got
Rag.
Aaron, I don't know what I would do. I would probably
Better
just
watch
be
it, man.
Christina
have
Rag.
him do a little
I met-
spin.
I met Christina at Reason Rally, and we got to talking about Romania because I'd lived in Romania for a month, so that was kind of fun. And I told her how
you went
much
to
I
Reason
loved
Rally in
it.
2012 or later.
No, 2016.
Oh, I was at the 2012.
I didn't know about 2012, or I would have gone, but I was not into activism at that point, and so I didn't know anything about it.
I was very lucky to even go. At the time, I had a very generous friend who booked the whole thing, paid for the hotel and every damn thing, and we drove to Washington D.C.
Oh, nice.
in his new car. So
I have a question for everyone.
Yes.
Is it me, or if I was a diehard Christian, like pure-hearted, Jesus-loving Christian, and I seen Aaron Ra, would he not look like the evil Satanist he was?
Satan
Oh,
incarnate, man.
he gets that all the time.
I know. I would love it, man.
How's he get that? He's got long hair and a beard like Jesus.
Yeah, but he's got that
The Mongolian look.
yeah,
He-
kind of a
yeah.
Genghis Khan look.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, has he ever told you guys about the time he was mistaken for Bigfoot?
no,
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, years ago he was hitchhiking somewhere. And I mean, he's not as big a guy as I thought he was, like, it's tall wise, but he's still a pretty imposing looking fellow. And he was going somewhere, he was hitchhiking, and he was wearing a sweater, like a fuzzy sweater. And he didn't really I don't think he got much luck with rides. He said people would slow down and then speed up, and he was kind of getting annoyed that nobody was picking him up, and he ended up getting where he was going, and it was somewhere out in the sticks. And the next day he was talking to somebody locally, and they said, oh, if you're gonna hitchhike, you better be careful because people were seeing Bigfoot all night last night.
No,
And
you missed that
Wait,
one. Big.
what
missed that
part
one
did I
big
miss?
part. Yeah, but you missed the part that he made a big noise because he was
Right.
because
Yes.
because he thought he was being followed by a pack of
Oh,
wolves.
that's right. The coyotes. He thought he was getting. That's right. He felt like there were coyotes stalking him. So he was making noise and kind of roaring and shit to scare them away. And then, yeah, people were thinking that he was fucking Bigfoot on the side of the
I'm trying
road.
to picture Aaron Ra. I'm
The
trying
only
to
thing
picture Aaron Ra
people
roaring.
mistake me for is the Marshmallow Man.
I can't.
I got some lady thought I was trying to look like Jesus in a fucking grocery store a while back, and I just kind of looked at her and shook my head, and
Did
Is
she
that when you
cross-
went 3 days with only half of your face shaved?
no, that wasn't. Hey,
Did she
I told
try?
you. No, I was shopping in the grocery store right up the road, and my hair was like really long. I had it brushed
Yeah.
really nice, and I had my goatee beard thing was going on and everything. And my hair was just like all down and stuff. And this lady, she goes, "Who are you trying to be, Jesus?" Holy fuck! I'm in Catholic Central.
I would say
You know.
at that moment in time, no, I'm trying to replicate Satan. As
I
this
would have just
all
said, "Who
powerful,
are you
mighty."
trying to be, a nosy old bitch?"
You see, that's the thing. I love it out here because it's fucking comedy, especially with the like New England accents and stuff. You know, it's like watching an episode of Cheers sometimes, like when people argue or religious people. You know, like in my local Facebook group yesterday, some lady posted, "I don't know why people pray and do the rosary after there's somebody dies or after there's a terrible tragedy. You know, you should do the rosary and pray before these things happen so they don't." And I'm like, I sometimes I post on some of these people's posts and stuff like, well, you do know it's all bullshit, right? But I don't want to get kicked out of the group because there's a lot of local news that I like to get out of it too. But yeah, you get these people. It's like, oh, we should all pray the rosary every day and keep these tragic shootings and these tsunamis and hurricanes away from us. You know,
those praying does real good in church shootings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does exceptionally well.
Wasn't there recently a church shooting in Texas?
Yeah, that was before Christmas, though.
We had a church burned down about halfway, about 5 years ago out here.
God
what it
damn
was,
it,
the candles from the service or something. They'd usually put them in a bucket with water or something like that, and the incense and shit. And somehow the bucket got knocked over.
Oh fuck!
And it burned half the fucking church down. And they're like, "We don't know what we're gonna do now," And it's like, why don't you pray about it, man?
Oops. But Jesus saves.
Jesus saves at Citibank.
Yeah. Oh, I like the one where it shows Jesus is giving coupons at the cash register, and it says Jesus the Redeemer.
And the funny with the people that make these, right? They're like, "Wow, this is going to be really cool," and everybody's going to think this will get them, And then it turns out to be a joke meme.
Yeah.
Do you think Jesus would be an ass or a titty man?
Well, I don't know. There's not really any good descriptions of Mary Magdalene. So
as a holy man, would you be an ass or titty man?
Oh, well, holy man, you just said it.
Yeah,
definitely an ass man.
Total ass.
Yeah, you have to go with ass at that point.
Yeah, because there's no insertion places in the
titties.
Yeah.
Unless you
go across the fucking Golden Mountains, between the mountains.
You could try that. You could try that, but I don't know that it's quite the same.
Jesus wasn't that special when you come to think about it. There's plenty within religious beliefs, half human, half god hybrids. Most Greek mythology, their gods would go in as a soldier's wife, and then they would go fuck the wife early, and then the soldier would come home the next day and be like, "Wait, who was the person I just fucked?"
Yeah.
So, what makes Jesus so special is the question.
He's not.
Oh, okay.
He died for your sins, man.
No, he was inconvenienced briefly for your sins.
Yeah, inconvenience for
he had a shitty weekend for your sins.
Shitty weekend, and now he's suffering, but next to God in these bad jokes.
Yeah.
Pull my finger, son.
Could you imagine the dad jokes God would have if he was real?
Yeah. Son, when I was your age, I was out banging all the whores and drinking the wine. Good times.
Yeah. Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
It looks like
Paul.
Come on.
I don't know who that is.
The face is familiar.
I hope so.
I have no idea who is that.
Space stuff, huh?
It's very punchable.
That's Aramir, isn't it? From
Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
no, is that no, isn't that Elon Musk?
No.
Are you
No?
freaking
Okay.
kidding me?
I don't know what he looks like.
How? No.
Who is it?
I don't know who it is then.
The person has a very punchable face, I have to say.
Star Trek.
Who?
Well, if it's new Star Trek, I haven't really watched much of that. I'm a purist.
Oh, where's that picture at? Let me see that again.
You're lost.
I'm much more of a purist.
This
It kind of looked like him, but it wasn't him. It was.
Hey, why am I on there?
You're not a real Star Trek fan unless you watched them when it first came out on glorious black and white TV.
Yeah, but I'm not a Star Trek fan, so.
Lobster. I watched
for
them
you.
on.
My father and I
I
used to
watched.
have a standing only watching Star Trek, the original series.
I watched the original series partially in black and white before we had color.
So we had
I
for
only saw one of the recent movies, and it was boring. The entire ending scene was them throwing switches.
I've only watched the first new movie, and I don't know what I think about it because I don't like it when they change timelines.
Yeah, there's so many movies out there. Some of them are just plain stupid. But
I think they could have done it. They could have done a better.
Hey, Atheist Ranger's face. I can see.
Did you see the new series, The Discovery?
No, not yet.
Oh, I watched the whole series. I'm actually paying CBS All Access to watch the whole thing. And the next season starts in April.
Patrick, I have to teach you the glorious magic of torrenting.
Nah,
I torrent.
Here's a god right here.
Yes, he is a god. I heard his speech at Reason Rally where he said, "Hi, I'm a god." Or at least I play one on TV.
I know he's an atheist.
Yes, but he's awesome.
Well, a god would be an atheist because he doesn't believe in any other gods.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that Lemmy is a true god, so.
There's Ranger back.
But it's funny. It was at the Denver Comic Con, and that Sunday I got to talk to him.
You guys hear me?
And
Yes.
He seemed a little bit withdrawn at the time. That was that day that
Damn, I can't hear any of you.
the other Star Trek guy got killed.
You'll never hear us.
That the Who got killed?
Yeah.
No, I missed that part.
The other Star Trek guy got killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chekhov.
Yes, the new Chekhov.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I know Star Trek wise is what's his fucking name? Will Wheaton, the feminist.
Yes.
So, what do you guys think of that idiot?
He's not that bad.
He supported the whole video game is causing school shootings movement back in.
Okay, that's stupid.
Yeah, he was the Lorena. What's the bitch's name? I completely forgot her name. She's so old now.
Hi.
Hello.
Back in like 2015, there was
phone.
this lady who was doing this whole Gamergate controversy thing.
Oh, you mean Anita Sarkeesian?
Yes, he supported her.
Fuck, who the hell brings that up?
That's literally who Will Wheaton supported. And now that her channel's dead and like no one's talking about it,
Will
now
Wheaton.
doing videos with her on her podcast.
well, now he's selling Heineken.
Lovely.
Also, I can now taste a good dose of asbestos.
Now do you know who this is?
Judd Hirsch.
No.
Another punchable face.
It's too quick of a flash.
The Princess Bride.
Oh, Carrie
Oh,
Elwes.
good lord.
Carrie Elwes.
He didn't age well.
No, he didn't.
What do you mean? That movie's a long time ago.
I know.
Does anyone here have what is it? YouTube Red?
No.
Okay, because I have commercials because I think Karate Kid is doing some type of sequel for Cobra Kai.
I did see a preview from that somewhere, and it looked really silly.
I thought it looked pretty good.
They're bringing back the Karate Kid. Holy
As a
fuck.
series.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck
God.
me. That's got to be. I mean, the first one was pretty
No,
good,
I
I
used
got to admit, but the second one was retarded. The third one was just downright stupid. And then and now they're going to make a fucking TV series about it?
I
Oh,
don't know. We used to like David Carradine in Kung Fu.
Which one was which Karate Kid was Will Smith's daughter in?
that was like the last one or some shit that nobody watched.
Yeah, that's the only.
Except for the people that would go, "Oh, isn't Will Smith's kids awesome?" You know.
That's the only one I know because that's like my generation's Karate
Yeah, but
Kid.
I like that one actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I
for a
don't
girl,
know.
he did pretty good. She did pretty good.
I mean, we went to see the second one just because my husband was interested, but it was all right. It wasn't anything to write home
I've
about.
seen a YouTube video about the second one being about how the instructor was grooming the child.
Ooh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's YouTube.
Tell you what,
Well, you know, the one thing you can take out of the first two Karate Kid movies, right, is that women are fickle, man. And as soon as a famous gone, man, they will fucking drop you like a bad fucking habit. You know what I'm saying?
you want to see some movies? Go back to the 19. I just happened to see one for, what's that? They're going to make a movie of her.
Lash LaRue.
No. I'm talking about the Marvel comics. Oh, Captain Marvel. But back in
There you go.
1941, Captain Marvel was a man, not a boy. And of course, you know, you to watch those serials. You want to complain about freaking goddamn sci-fi movies. You go watch a couple of them. You'll blow your brains out in no time.
What's a cereal?
A serial is like every week you have the
Series.
next episode.
Yeah, series, but usually it has a continuous story.
Right. Years ago at the movie theaters, right, when kids would go to the movies like every Saturday, before the main movie, there would be like different serials, right, different shows, right, and then every show there was like like 2 or 3 serials, different westerns or sci-fis or something like that. And at the end of every episode of those serials, it was a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
to get you to come back next week. Just
that is
spend your
so
20
weird, man.
Yeah.
But it's well, they did the same thing with television, after that,
Advertisements are like what the advertisements now are.
Yeah.
Like the whole Pepsi thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. You got content before your movie.
Yeah. There used to be, double features, and then in the double feature you have the cartoon.
Oh, and the newsreels.
I don't remember the newsreels, but I remember some serials.
I know the newsreels from Futurama because they did that as an episode.
Oh, you always had the newsreels. You had the serial maybe on matinees, and you called cartoons.
Speaking of new series, there's a new series on Sci-Fi Channel started last Wednesday called Krypton.
I thought you were going to talk about.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
I don't need another Smallville.
Is that part of the CW universe, Krypton?
No, it's Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay, but the CW had like ABC.
They had the Smallville, but this is different. This is
no. The Supergirl show was on ABC, and it was part of the CW universe.
Oh right. Yeah, I started to watch Supergirl, then it got stupid, and I stopped watching.
Yeah, I quit watching after the show became.
It's like everybody's a fucking alien.
No, what became horrible was
well, that's what Trump thinks.
They went into like a feminist type thing on like the CW shows on like all the CW like Arrow, the Flash, and all that. They went.
Yeah, all the women were beating up all the guys.
Yeah. it became like very boring and pointless.
Yeah,
I ended up hating
this
my.
Is a little different.
Show.
This is it's about Krypton, and apparently some human traveled from the future into the past to Krypton with Superman's cape, and it's starting to like sort of dissolve from the bottom up, and it's about Brainiac. I haven't seen Brainiac yet, but apparently the idea is that because Superman in the old comics, if you ever read the comics from the 1940s and 50s, the series talks about Superman being a time traveler and space traveler and everything else. So apparently Brainiac is trying to, destroy Krypton before Kal-El is born. So that
Why don't he just kill
I always
him
bitched that
on
they never-
Krypton
they-
while he's like a regular
so,
human?
so right now, it's
Oh, well.
Superman's grandson. No, it's Superman's grandfather. Excuse me. That's
The other way.
I forgot his Val something. I don't know. Anyway, and there was a whole societal thing where you have hierarchy of you have class or you don't have class. You get your name taken away. This whole thing. It's about Krypton and their society. And now Kal-El, Val, whatever his fucking name is, has to
Kal-El?
save Krypton in order to have that grandson that he
So
won't have if Brainiac.
I have a question. Why doesn't Brainiac just kill off his family line while they're regular humans? Because it's the sun, it's Earth's sun that gives him the power. So he
Yeah,
would
but
just be
all
like a regular
Kryptonians have
person.
that. All Kryptonians have that problem.
Yeah, but he should just be like a regular person under their sun, right?
Yes.
Well, anyway, if you want to
should
catch it,
just
it's on
kill
sci-fi.
everyone. Problem solved.
Two things is I always wish they would have brought Brainiac into a major movie, been a good character. And I forget what the second was. Oh,
Well,
and if you look at the name Kal-El, L is
Yeah,
God.
L is his surname.
Yeah, is a god.
If you use YouTube just to search for the new premiere, I'm sure you'll find the
I'll just torrent it.
yeah
L
you,
is a
you'll
god.
find the what do you call that, the trailer.
Yeah, but L is a god.
Speaking of aliens on other planets, I had my phone.
Talk
Trump.
about-
Sorry, I had my phone right here. It's just so because I can't screen share without losing my audio.
Evidence, not a paper has been written. The Bible isn't the evidence; it's the claim. Yada yada yada. Blah 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 blah. Yada smack smack. Blah blah blah. You guys are making all these claims saying that God has never ever been proven.
Hold on.
in history.
Okay.
Right.
You just hold on. You stop, atheist.
You have
You had just messaged me. How did you do that?
I had my phone with me.
Brutal. That guy is just.
I gotta grab me something to drink, a soda, I think.
Anyway, that part of their name is, like I say, is L, which is a god. Matter of fact, it's the father
How did you
of
fucking do
Yahweh.
that?
It's the father of Yahweh.
How
That
did you... Fucking hell, man. That's creepy. As soon as you start playing that video, Gman messages me on Skype.
Why?
He's not
He
coming,
made
is he?
mess.
I said they are saying Jesus married a prostitute. He said, lol. They are having to read the Bible. They haven't read the Bible. They are using
Yes, we
out.
have.
Yes, we have. She was a
sources
fucking
to come to that
prostitute, dude.
conclusion.
Well,
We read
Tell
it.
them to show
We read
you
it
it in the
again.
Bible.
well, actually, Ranger.
I then sent him the
There is
link.
no reference in the Bible to Mary Magdalene being a prostitute.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, that was created by various religious orders later on.
I then sent him the link and said, help. Because I'm pretending to be a Christian.
He does. Bozo does know in the 3rd century is when they put the Bible together as all the books together as one. Is called the Bible.
Well, it's kind of hard to know what's in the Bible when there's so many versions of it. Honestly,
I
Well,
think Jefferson. I want to get a copy of the Jefferson Bible.
I do too. I think that'd be awesome. It's probably like
cut out all the
it's
bullshit, and it's very.
teeny-weeny. Yes. I wish they had his actual Bible out at Monticello because I would love to have seen it.
yeah.
I think the first copy. I just read up real quick on it. The first copy made, I forget, was something the story
Right, I'm getting his
of Jesus or Nazareth.
I'm going to brute force him. He's
that
getting
was
in here.
that was lost,
I'm calling him.
and I think that was.
Please don't. I mean, but honestly, I'm about.
Hey, come on! That's why I came back in, man. I'm watching.
And Dave laughed.
Hey,
so
I need your help.
Dave won't be bothered by
Hey,
it.
man,
I have
this is
some
for
atheists I can help
you.
with.
In both ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Can you get in here? They're being kind of arrogant. It's on a Atheist Ranger YouTube channel.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Wait, is he coming in, or is he going to the chat? Or is he going to the live stream?
He's a dude with a Power Ranger icon.
Oh, Power Ranger.
There's
God.
Power Ranger.
some white chick, Nikolai, Patrick, and Paul D. Hoff,
And the lobster.
lobster.
The God Killer.
Paul just said the God Killer. Yeah. Yeah.
If he can't figure out, he's
They're
being
fucking
killed
arrogant
by
now.
that.
Yeah, the problem
Yeah,
is
besides,
Yahweh
it's,
doesn't know they're.
No, I'm
the problem
agnostic.
is-
Actually,
I've been
Yahweh
looking
doesn't
for
I better go take
a
a piss
God.
now. before I
I'm
piss my
trying to
pants.
find it.
Yahweh does not know that there are other gods above.
So far, they been making
And
fun
they
of you, and
fuck
they've
with
been
this shit.
proclaiming that Jesus married a prostitute, all kinds of stuff.
well, then
He can marry anybody, right?
Okay.
You know, he's a guy who makes up
Then
the.
preachers of the
Well-
Christian
Alright.
faith stop telling us that.
If you follow the
All
Gnostic,
right, he's coming.
oh fuck,
Shithead.
you totally
God,
trolled
You
him.
know the jargon in the chat.
I did not lie. I did nowhere
Well,
near
no.
lie.
We're not arrogant. We're just right.
You're atheist. You're arrogant to him.
Well,
Your,
but that's
your existence is arrogance.
Congratulations, you have used a child who rides the short bus as a joke to amuse yourself.
Hey, it's amusement. Leave me alone, Nikolai.
Oh man. That's right. He got mad because we laughed at him the last time. That's
Hey,
right.
somebody's
way,
got to ride the
I
short
thought that
bus.
would be
The
a
short bus
compliment.
driver needs somebody to
I
ride
want to
around with.
know. I want to
Jungle
know if
jargon is
he's.
in the chat.
I want to know if he's bringing the cat.
This is the only question he gets.
We want to know if the cat's okay.
I was just about to freaking go to bed too. God damn it!
I want to know if his work sells lie.
No, it is still. I know it's still live. I was about to.
No,
cut.
I want to know where Gman works, if they sell lie. Lie for those big barrels behind him. If you want to dissolve a body.
Okay, he said he'll be in 6 minutes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a cue from Patrick and visit the facilities first. Then.
Yes, I'm gonna go grab me a beverage of my choice and maybe a cup. Maybe go pee. I might even poop, but I will be back.
Yeah, go to the bathroom and take a G-Man.
I'm gonna
So
drop
I
drop
have
a
a question.
deuce. Make a poop. Pinch a load.
Yeah.
That too.
I've been looking
Doo-doo.
to many different types of religions.
Like I said,
trying to
if
find
shithead-
an answer
if
that
shit gets
satisfies me.
if shithead gets on my nerves, you know why I like.
I understand, Paul.
Yes,
So
I can already lower my mentality for so long.
what do you think?
About
What
what?
ideology do you think would be true within our world? Buddhism,
Which religion do I think
Christianity.
is
What are you
true?
talking about? Is it based on facts?
I mean, Buddhism can technically be based on facts, depending on which subset you worship.
Oh
or-
God, let's just get rid of all that to begin with.
How come? There is some
If
good
you-
within it.
Okay, let's put it this way: if you have a book and you can't modify it and update it to new information, it's worthless
Yeah,
as something to follow.
I get you.
That's why the Constitution can be amended.
Yeah. It's just ever since I became an atheist or agnostic, I've been somewhat depressed knowing that there's nothing.
Why? Were you depressed about it before you were born?
Nah.
There you go.
But it's coming to the conclusion that when I die, there's nothing.
You will know
makes-
about it.
Like,
That's just like you didn't know about it before. You won't. Yeah.
Here's the thing. What is your name anyway? I don't want to call you Look a Pig.
call me Look a Pig, please.
Okay. Look.
Pig.
Look. I was basically an atheist since I was a kid, but I mean, I didn't, profess it, or I didn't really know it. I just always was.
For me, it's been about since I was 12.
Yeah, about that. You know, maybe less for me, but anyway. It's not that there's nothing. It's that you when you were a kid, you were indoctrinated, and to believing there has to be something else. And then when you realize that wasn't true, you're depressed because now you have nothing to look forward to. But that's not what it's about. The reality in itself, universe in itself, is so strange, and to explore and to try to learn what you can and to live your life. These are the things that, you know, there is no afterlife. So you don't have to worry about doing things to please some being.
Well, and the way I look at it is when I die, I will be absorbed back into the planet, which will eventually cease to exist at some point, but then I will become atoms in space. And what's more glorious than the universe and space?
Consciousness.
It's freaking amazing, and I get to be part of it, whether I know it or not.
It's more than that. Real true immortality comes from the people around you that remember you. So
yeah, but that will last
your purpose,
a generation, maybe
life,
two.
Okay, but
your purpose in life is to do the best you can to
you make
express
whatever
love
purpose,
and morals and things like that, and people
you make
remember
whatever purpose you want.
Yeah,
and the thing is, though, think about eternity. Okay, so even though you like what you're doing and where you are now, I'm hoping you do, and maybe you see better things in the future. Great, but would you want, like, just think about this, to do the same, have the same life forever, like ever, like
some
never
type of
anything.
life, maybe. I mean, some form of consciousness.
But at some point, you will
I could have some good weed and some, you know.
You will have seen everything and known everything that you could know and experienced everything you could experience. Like, think about people who are really, really old. Most of them that I've known that were in their 80s, 90s, and even 100, they're like, okay, I've done it. I've seen it. I'm done. Like, this
I am waiting to die.
Heretic, let me finish my point.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
How do I add
Listen,
people to the Hangout?
look. What I'm trying to explain to you is that think about the amazing fact that we're all star stuff. I mean, you know, billions of years ago, some supernova exploded or some hypernova exploded, injecting our area of space and dust and everything with the heavy metals and the carbons and the things like that, and giving enough time, life formed on this planet because of the stuff that was in it. You know, the fact that we have iron and gold, if you're wearing any gold jewelry, it's only because it was formed inside of a very heavy star that exploded, because these heavier elements don't come from any place else.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about the eternity. I mean, you actually may be part. Your whole being may actually be part of several things in space, light years apart. You know, we come from stardust. And when you die, you go back into the earth, and billions of years from now, when this planet is engulfed by the red giant sun and everything, it may be mixed with other stuff, you know, because the sun travels through the galaxy too. So
yeah, okay. It's, you know, I've gotten past the point where I have to do that. I just whatever.
Well, I'm too,
but
Look a Pig is not, and I'm trying to let me give you a video name of a video. I want you to, after this hangout. It's at least 10 years old, but it's like the best ever. It's called "Science Saved My Soul from Religion."
Mm-hmm.
Just Google it or YouTube search it, and you'll find it right away. And just take a look at that video.
Yeah, okay. That's fun. But like I said, I'm at a point now, but whatever.
All right, he's currently coming. Give me a second.
Currently coming. Well, I don't want to see the mess.
My entire problem with my current lifespan is the fact that when I die, the nothingness that would be there, and also the fact that
you won't know it. So I mean, you're putting a problem on yourself that will not exist.
Yeah, but I want there to be something. I really want there to be something.
That's nice.
That's only because you're
and I like to fly right now too. So I mean, yes. I'm sorry. I guess I've seen enough death and been around long enough that whatever.
Yeah.
Explore
It
the wonders.
doesn't. Not existing doesn't particularly bother me at all.
Like I say, Mark Twain said it many, many moons ago. I had no problem with non-existence before I was born, and I will have no problem afterwards.
I'd probably maybe the only atheist
There
here
was
that
a solution. There's no solution. So it's sometimes, you just have to, okay, whatever.
I may be the only I'm probably one of the rare non-believers that actually believe this, but I personally rather be immortal. I'd rather be born than dead when it comes to being immortal.
That's my current stance on it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't get bored very easily, but I think even I would come to a point where I was like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah, after you get to that certain point where you had people fucking change your bag, every few hours, when you feed.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking feed you and stuff like that, and yeah, that's something I want to fucking look forward to.
You have to be careful about what you say there, Ranger, because being immortal doesn't mean being ageless.
I gotta tell you, I look forward to death. Not that I'm going to go out and kill myself or anything, but I got some pretty fucked up things in my past, and I'm just tired of it. I'm just living now, trying to have fun, trying to do stupid shit just to immortalize myself.
Well, I just don't see I don't know. I guess that's part of it too, is that I have shit that I would be happy not to have to deal with at times too. But
look,
yeah, Jungle Jogging is in the chat. I think the last comment he made was you were made once and you will be remade again.
Oh God, I've heard him say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was telling you we sent you the link.
I like how people who don't know much know so much.
Someone in there you have blocked: Paul D. Huff, Patrick, Nikolai, Heretic.
Oh well, then he's not getting
Lobster.
I haven't blocked him.
He has me blocked on his main account. I know that.
I may have blocked him, and guess what?
I'm
not blocked him.
I may have.
I've never blocked people like that before. I think they need all the encouragement they can get.
Look, big, no offense, but if he has people blocked, then I don't know what to tell him, because I'm not asking anyone to leave just to have him in.
Oh, he's trying a different.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying another deity.
Yeah.
Which one of you guys proclaimed that Jesus married a prostitute?
That was
that was me, but obviously
he was immediately corrected.
Yes. Let him know.
That was
I was
because she didn't receive any payment for the sex, so she wasn't a prostitute.
I think.
I only said that because I have talking to.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Amateur of sex, then okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's Gman.
To my audience, Gman is here. Hey, Gman, how's it going?
I'm all right. I'm only in here because one of you said that Jesus married a heretic.
No, he said he married.
Oh, you can have him. You can have him marry anybody.
Guys.
I would like to point out for
Gman, that was me, and before you
one at a time.
Anything, I was correct.
He wants to marry anybody he wants.
If Jesus didn't marry nobody, and you have no evidence that he did.
You have no evidence of Jeebus.
All right, I'm done talking to you. Is that it?
That's nice. Good. That was quick and beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my God, there must be a God.
I have something real quick.
Yeah.
We were currently. This is something I would like to ask you. We were currently talking about the aspects of.
Let me get my Bible. Hold on one second. Let me get my Bible.
Get your Bible.
I was corrected on that point. Yes.
Translation.
You do know it's all bullshit, right?
Bullshit.
Guys,
Give me a second.
Not getting up on it, please.
I would just like to point out. I would just like to point out that heretics are not prostitutes. No.
All right. Can I ask somebody a question? Somebody said that everything in here is baloney. Who said that?
Everybody.
That would be me.
Wait, you said everybody?
No, I think Paul and Lobster, but I would.
You need a hearing aid.
I want to know who to hold accountable. Who said that? Who said that?
Me.
Accountable.
a bunch
accountable, or you going to hold me accountable?
Hold me accountable.
Pay
I
you some
made a
money?
video today saying that atheists are omniscient, and you guys claim you know everything, and you just
No.
I don't know everything.
so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
validating
We
my,
know only
When,
my next video.
One at a time. One
Yes,
at
one
a
at a
time.
time. Hang
One
on.
at a time.
First of all, G, nobody said, and no atheist ever said that we're omniscient. That's number one. So stop
Yes,
putting
you
words
did.
in our mouth.
Yes, you did.
Secondly, when it comes to the
Who?
Bible, I've
Yeah.
always
Who
said that
said
it's an
that?
anthology of stories.
Well, anybody that just said that the Bible is baloney, and obviously
no, I said it was bullshit.
they claim that they know everything. Well, you know everything, so
No.
prove it's baloney.
How does that mean I know
What-
everything?
How does
Well,
the
you
Bible
just called it
is
baloney.
Well, one at a
No, I
time.
called it
one at a time.
bullshit.
Prove it.
Only a fool walks into a room that he's not welcome in. Fool.
I was invited
How'd
here by a guy.
That's not everybody.
Look at Pig.
I
And
did
is your
invite
cat
him.
okay? Can you show us
Yeah,
your cat?
No, I'm not going to show you my cat. No.
Okay.
How do we
can
know
you
your
guys
cat's doing okay?
Hold on. I need to talk to G-Man real quick.
Yes. Wait,
G-Man,
one
I
at a time,
just
please.
asked
Thank you.
Are there
these
any
guys a
intellectuals in
question.
here? Anybody with an education in here I can talk to? Just curious.
Where do you get your
There's-
education?
Comedy.
Well, everybody seems to
2,
be
3
able to
people with
speak
education.
English, so I guess they
I
have
haven't seen nobody in here show me they got any kind of education
What
whatsoever.
kind of an education?
I don't know, social skills, like how to talk.
I have a degree. I have a degree in social
G-
development studies.
Man, your bullshit precedes you.
Did you educate SpongeBob?
Guys,
Guys, look at Pig is trying to ask you, man, something, and you're all talking.
Thank you,
It's
Patrick.
fucking funny.
So, G-Man, currently I'm in a split in my life where I'm unsure about religion. I'm agnostic. Right now, I just got done talking with Patrick. He gave me some good advice, some great pointers, actually. Right now, I'm suffering from a depression. And
Right.
this depression is coming from my morality, knowing that when I die, there will be nothing. And I'm not convinced in a God. What can you do to convince me?
Nothing.
Like, I need some kind of knowledge.
Nothing. I can't do nothing to convince you.
Because I haven't done church, but there's no church around that is fitted for me. It's mostly Catholic churches.
There's nothing I can do to convince you.
There's no teachings or anything.
No, there's nothing I can do to convince you.
I'm
Can I ask you a
open-minded.
question, man? That's serious. When you go out and you debate the Black Hebrew Israelites, you know, I saw a couple of your live hangouts, and some of those guys look pretty big. Do you ever get like afraid that some of them are going to beat you up? I'm not trying to be funny. I do.
Yes, I do. Yes,
Yeah. Because there has been a couple times where I was like, I thought we were going to watch you get the shit kicked, or get beat up like live on fucking YouTube, you know?
Yeah, that's going to happen one day. That's going to happen one day.
Well, I mean, I hope it doesn't, you know, I mean.
No, it's going to happen one day. It's going to happen one day. My Bible tells me it's going to happen one day. I'm just waiting.
Okay, so you remember our conversation we had about you and being what was it, ministry?
Yeah.
Okay, so I tried to continue to have the conversation, but you said that due to the fact I haven't been saved, that my argument is invalid.
Yeah, because you're not a Christian, and only believers can talk about that kind of thing. You're not
So-
qualified to talk to me about whether or not I have a ministry or not.
Okay, but wouldn't pointing to scripture nullify that argument?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Wouldn't pointing to scripture nullify that argument?
Only if you read it, studied it, and understood it.
Okay. Could you?
And if you haven't read it, if you haven't studied it, and you don't
Have you
believe
read
it,
and studied Timothy?
if you haven't read, studied, or understood what you've been reading, I don't have to listen to you.
Okay.
I have one.
I do understand why I've been reading.
I have one authority. His name is Jesus, and then I'm accountable to the church. You're not a member of one of those. You can't really say
Okay.
nothing.
So, G-Man, I have a question. I gave you 8 reasons why you were not ministry according to the Bible.
Are you a
could you please
Christian?
read?
Are you a Christian?
I have been baptized in the past.
Okay, but you just got finished telling me that you were struggling to find a religion and a belief in a God.
Yes.
If you're not a Christian, then you're not qualified to talk to me about that. If you want to get another Christian here and have them do it, I'll talk to them, but you don't even believe that God.
Okay, well let's not worry about me. Let's worry about the preachings of Jesus.
Well, if we
please
talk about Jesus, then let's talk about Jesus. If you want to learn about the Bible, we can do that. But if you want to talk to me about whether or not I'm a minister or not, and you don't even believe that God exists, there's nothing to talk about. Sorry.
All right. So I will read you Timothy 3. The saying is trustworthy. If anyone aspires to the office of an overseer, he desires a noble task. Therefore, the overseer must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not a drunkard, not violent, but gentle, and not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own household well, with all dignity, keeping his children submissive. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he take care of God's church? Now, I gave you 8 reasons why you are unfit for this task under God's eyes.
And again,
you have no wife.
You're not a Christian. You assume you know what you're reading, and you don't.
You know what
so how is that relevant to me?
Okay, I have a question. How can you assume? How can you assume that somebody is incapable of understanding the Bible if they're not?
I didn't say incapable of understanding it. He says he's not a Christian. He's struggling to believe that God exists. If that's
okay, but
you're still picking which God to.
Paul, just a second. But you said that no one could discuss with you those types of things if they weren't a believer, right?
There's a difference between discussing it and then talking about whether or not I'm a minister or not. There's a difference between the two.
All right, well, let's discuss if you're a minister or not.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. So, are you a minister?
According to that verse, first of all, what you're reading in Timothy was for bishops and pastors. I'm neither.
For an overseer position. An overseer would be a minister.
No, see, you won't even take correction, so don't bother talking to you. That's for pastors and bishops. That's not for me.
Well, then leave, sweetheart.
So what was I invited here for?
Nice.
I don't care.
Paul, be nice.
I don't. I'm not nice to retards. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
There you guys go.
No. Look, I have a question.
You guys are really more.
I was watching the Hangout with Aaron Raw and Gman, and I would like Gman to why should I not be able to have long hair? I mean, the whole long hair thing. I mean, I've got hair nearly all the way down my back.
You need God, man, because if you don't have Jesus Christ, you're gonna burn for all of eternity in the lake.
Well, I do have Lemmy, because Lemmy is my God.
Lenny's not gonna help you from the lake. Lenny, whoever. That's not gonna save you from the lake of fire and the wrath of God that's coming.
Well, I'm looking for it.
Having long hair right now with you, it's the least of your concerns, sir. You need.
Okay, whatever. You are funny.
It's fun, but when I come into a room and people are trolling me the very second I walk in here, I'm not serious. Sorry.
No, G-Man. Guys, hush.
Paul was not trolling. That's just.
I know why I'm in here. I have
Paul's just a mean fucker.
Why I'm in here, and I was asked to come in here.
We know, guys.
We know.
G-Man, about Paul. I excuse his behavior. There's no excuse for that. We weren't trying to give you a hard time. We just want to talk to you. You said you wanted to come in. We know you were invited. We meant no ill will, I assure you.
Right? I want to make sure we got that straight. Jesus did not marry a prostitute, right? And you have no proof of that.
Yes, G-Man, let me be clear. I was corrected on that. I'm admitting that to you. I was corrected on that.
Okay.
So, G-Man, I'd like you to give me a definition of overseer.
Let me give it to you online here. Hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on.
I have it up if you would like me to read it.
No, I don't want it from you. Give it to Bishop. Let me see something here. Studies. Okay, let me see.
But G-Man, if I may say civilly, the video you put out today, I was actually plan on making any response video to it. So just to give you heads up.
Yeah, sure, no
simple
problem.
heads up.
I have no problem with that. Now, I want you to understand something about that video that I made earlier. I meant what I said, the atheists think they know everything, because if you're going to sit there and say that you know that God doesn't exist, then you got to have some type of evidence for that. If you don't have any of that, and you're saying that you don't know, then you become agnostic like that. So I just want to let you know that.
And I will give you my reasons. I will give you my reasons in the response if you ever see it.
Right.
But
so,
I
have to
interject here. I just want to interject here. G-Man, for years, it's been the reason why I don't talk with you anymore is because you insist on saying the same thing over for the last several years. Atheists know everything. It's just not fucking true.
Yeah. Oh, it isn't?
No.
It isn't?
No, you keep putting words. You keep putting words.
Congratulations for admitting that you don't know everything. Great. So why are you an atheist?
No whys. We never said that.
So why are you an atheist?
Why am I an atheist? Because
I don't believe.
Because I don't believe there is a God.
Why don't you believe that there's a God?
Somebody said there's a God. I said I don't believe
but
you.
that doesn't mean I know everything.
You believe?
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Do you think because you don't believe that a God exists, that somehow gives you the right to make fun of people who do believe in God?
Who said I made fun of people? There you go again.
You just do it all the time. Richard,
I do it all the time. When's the last time I talked to you?
Patrick isn't everyone.
One at a time.
This is what I'm saying, G-Man. You're like, I do this all the time. I haven't even talked to you in 3 years. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't remember talking to you at all.
Okay,
why are you saying
Hey,
I don't remember talking to you once.
Calm down.
You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying.
Do you want?
I know everything, and you're why are you an atheist? And
you do think you know everything. You do think
you don't talk to me, but you think I know everything.
See, Dragnut's channel, a bunch of other channels to prove that. I think I know everything.
Quick question: All right,
because it's been over like 3 minutes. An overseer is a person who supervises others, especially workers. All right.
Okay, so how does that mean?
How is that you? You're claiming to be what?
I'm claiming to be a ministry.
Yes, and what does a ministry do within a church?
Word means.
What does a ministry
do with me?
Educate me. What does a ministry do within a church?
A ministry is service. That's all that is.
It's
how do you know your God is the
That's
God?
all it is.